Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to another session of FB Live hosted by Craft Space. My name is Joey. I am a craft instructor at Craft Space. Our center is actually located at Tropicana Gardens Mall, Kota Damansara. Now, today it's of Chinese New Year. I hope that you have been really enjoying the festive so far. Lots of good food, lots of gathering. At the same time, lots of fun time together, especially because we have not been able to really meet up with friends and families for quite some time due to the MCO, right? Now, despite all of this, do remember to always practice the proper SOP as the number of cases actually has at the going up trend, yeah. So please make sure you continuously to practice proper SOP. Washing your hands regularly, it's a must. All right, wash with soap. If let's say you do not have water or soap with you, please make sure you use hand sanitizer. Now, for those of you who are out and about most of the time, please make sure you do self-test to protect yourself as well as those people around you, right? Now, for those kids who are going back to school, I am not sure whether schools actually require you to do self-test at home. Some of the kids, yeah, like for example, my own kids, the school actually require us to do self-test twice a week. I think that is a very good and a proper way, yeah, to ensure the safety of all the kids in school. So hopefully you are also doing the same. Though, yes, we can argue that it is a cost, yeah, because buying self-test kit is not cheap. But between health and money, I think health is more important. So that is why please make sure if let's say it is not necessary, please do not leave the house, yeah. But if let's say you really require or have to leave house, please make sure you wear your mask or double masking, yeah, and also carry a hand sanitizer with you all the time. All right, so a little bit about the PSA. Now, today we are going to do a very special craft, no longer Chinese New Year because 3 more days and it is Chap Gourmet. So we are going to celebrate Valentine's Day instead today, right? Because Valentine's Day is actually on Monday, which is the 14th of February, which is, well, 2 more days from today. All right, so a little bit of history, how Valentine's Day starts, yeah? So I'm not sure how many of you know. Now, since young, we already know, about Valentine's Day, and our kids, especially Annabelle, who is 8, has been telling me that, Valentine's Day is another 2 more days. What are we going to do to celebrate Valentine's Day? Well, when I asked her, do you know what is the meaning of Valentine's Day? And she doesn't know. She only knows that it is Valentine's Day. So that is why now it is important, yeah, for us to understand the origin or the history of Valentine's Day, all right? So I will tell you a little bit about the history. Now, if let's say you need more details, you can actually find out from the internet, yeah? Now, these are some of the information that I have gathered through the research when we are trying to find information about Valentine's Day, all right? Now, Valentine's Day, also known as Saint Valentine's Day or the Feast of Saint Valentine, yeah, is celebrated annually, as we know, on February 14th. It is originated as a Christian feast day honoring one or two early Christian martyrs named Saint Valentine, and through later folk traditions has become a significant cultural, religious, and commercial celebration of romance and love in many regions of the world. So in the early days, how does it start? Yeah, so let's find out more. Yeah, so how did it start? Now, we all know that the first Valentine's Day was actually celebrated in the year of 496, yeah? So that is the first information that we have gathered. There are several versions of the stories, yeah, of how it actually started. But the most popular one actually revolved around the story of Saint Valentine and a festival called Lupercalia. Okay, so first and foremost, of course, we will talk a little bit about the history of Saint Valentine, all right? So it is actually a famous saint, yeah? But of course, again, there are several stories or histories, yeah, about who he really was, right? So it is a popular belief that Saint Valentine is actually a priest from Rome in the 3rd century AD, okay? During that time, Emperor Claudius II actually, oh, the second, yeah, the two, sorry, yeah, Emperor Claudius II actually want to expand his power, yeah, so that's why he actually want to strengthen his army and make sure that all the young men, or in fact all the men in his empire, to actually be an army. But the problem is because a lot of them are reluctant to become loyal, yeah. So that is why he, in order to strengthen his power, he actually made a rule saying that he does not allow marriages, yeah, because he felt that those men, they refuse to become armies because they can't leave their wives as well as their family. So that is why he actually banned marriages, yeah, because he believed that for those men to become a true army or soldier, they need pure energy, yeah. So that is the reason why he banned marriages. But Valentine felt that this is unfair because he felt that, you know, this is not the right thing to do. You cannot force somebody into not marrying. So that is why he broke the rule and still continue to arrange marriages in secret. Means that he still marry off all the young men and women, yeah, secretly. As he is a priest, he can do that, yeah. It's just that he cannot do it in the public, but he does it privately, yeah. But it was actually being found out by the emperor. So that is why Valentine was actually thrown in jail and sentenced to death, yeah. So that is the story. In jail, he actually fell in love with the jailer's daughter. And when he was finally taken to be executed or beheaded on the 14th of February in the year of 270, he actually sent the jailer's daughter a letter signed by himself as "From Your Valentine." That is his name, by the way, yeah. But in the letter itself, it is written "From Your Valentine." So that is the first story about how Valentine's Day actually come about. Now the second story is about a Roman festival named Lupercalia. It happens in the middle of February. So we all know that 14th of February is actually the mid-month of February, yeah, because February usually only has 28 days, right? So the middle of February, it is officially the start of the springtime for them during that century, right? On these occasions, what they do is the name of the young women were placed in a box, yeah, in a box. And then the name will be drawn by young men, yeah, as chance directed. So in 496 AD, which is the first year that we celebrated, or officially Valentine's Day is actually being celebrated, yeah, Pope Gelasius decided to put an end to the feast of this festival. And he declared on that day to be celebrated as Saint Valentine's Day. Now, of course, this name, it can be linked back, yeah, to the history of the priest from Rome, which is Saint Valentine's, yeah. We won't know which one is the true story because it happened so long ago. But these are some of the origin and some of the more popular belief or story about how Valentine's Day is originated. Yeah. So gradually, Saint Valentine's name started to be used by people around the world to express their feelings to those they love. Now, a lot of people ask, Valentine's Day, is it only for couples or, you know, your dating partners? Now, that's yes and no, because we can't say that, you know, you can only celebrate Valentine's Day when you have couple or when you want to express love to someone that you love, right? But it also can be to friends, yeah. And also to be those that you love, like your dad, your mom. So it need not be just your romance partner, right? So there's a lot of definition to it. But the way I look at it, Valentine's Day shouldn't be just a celebration, yeah. But indeed, it should be a day for us to celebrate love, yeah. So the love for our family, the love for our friends. So that is, I think, a more meaningful definition of Valentine's Day. All right. So these are the a little stories about how Valentine's Day is actually being celebrated or originated. So today we are going to make an ornament made out of heart shape. Yeah, because of course we always know that, you know, Valentine's Day is actually related to a lot of heart shaped items, right? So one of the things that we are trying to do today is to create something that is unique, as well as to remember or to celebrate the Day of Love, right? So what better way to celebrate the Day of Love by using heart shape, right? So what are we going to need? Now, for those of you who have already pre-registered with us, I am pretty sure you have already received the material list. For those of you who joined us today and did not manage to pre-register, don't worry, we are going to go through all the materials that you will be needing. Don't worry if, let's say, you do not have it now. What you need to do is you need to understand the process, how we actually do, and what are the items you can actually take. Yeah, so that when you re-watch this video afterwards, you can have it all prepared and then you can go through the steps again. All right. Main thing is you find a place that is comfortable so that you can sit down, relax, and enjoy the session. Okay. Now, first and foremost, we will need thin cardboard or a cereal box, tissue box, face mask box. Those cardboard that is thin enough, but at the same time is thicker than normal paper. If, let's say, you want to use colored paper, it is okay too. Okay, you can have different color paper if, let's say, you want to make rainbow color heart shape. Yeah, so what you need to do is you need to get those thicker paper. 160 gram is a good gauge. If, let's say, you do not have 160 gram, you can have only those normal 80 gram. What you need to do is you need to fold half, cut 2 strips at the same time, and then stick it together to make it harder. Okay, so this is one. Now, next thing is you can use paper bag as well. Paper bag is thick enough in itself, yeah, so you can just cut strips from the paper bag. Alternatively, you can also use old books that you are no longer using, or you can have those old magazines. Yeah, now some magazines are very thin, yeah, some are thick, so it depends. Brochure usually, like for example, booklet, yeah. The texture of the paper is very important. It plays a very important role as well. Just make sure that if it is thin, you need to stick 2 pieces together to make it thick. If it is thick enough, then 1 piece will do so that it will stand. All right. So this is some of the options. Second thing, of course, we will need scissors because later on we will need to cut strips out. All right. And then after that, we will need our glue gun or Yoo-hoo glue. If you, let's say, you have what do you call that, ribbons, it can come in handy as well. For those of you who are using cardboard or cereal boxes, you need to get ready set of paint as well as your paintbrush because you are going to paint it. Now, if, let's say, you use paper bag, you may or may not paint it. It's up to you. because usually for paper bag, it is already come with colored, yeah. So you may or may not paint it. It's really up to you, yeah. For those of you who are using colored paper, obviously you don't need to paint it. But if let's say you want to decorate your strips, then you can, because some of you may want to draw more heart shapes on the strips of paper, then you use markers, yeah. Then of course you will need yarn as well as a tapestry needle. Now I would suggest you to use tapestry needle because it is thick enough and it is not sharp, so it is safer for the kids to use rather than those actual sewing needle, yeah. All right, so basically those are the things that we will need. Of course, if let's say you want a more precise measurement, then you will need ruler as well as a pencil so that you can draw the line first and then after that you cut, right? So today I will be using booklet instead of cardboard, but if let's say you are using the cereal boxes, you can use the same method. Just make sure you paint them first before you assemble it. All right, so I am going to use the front and the back page of the booklet because it's thick enough, but the middle part, if it is thick enough, we can also use them. All right, manila cardboard, yes. Now bear in mind, whatever things that you use, the objective of us doing this is to repurpose, yeah. So it will be better if let's say you use recyclable materials. Of course, if let's say you do not have recyclable materials, then you can choose for other options. But I am pretty sure your house will have at least one paper bag. All right, so please use the recyclable materials first. That is your priority, because in order for us to live sustainably, the first thing is we need to practice the 5R principle, which is refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so I will tear it off so that it is easier for me to work on it. Okay, now we will cut a few strips but different sizes. Now every time when you cut this, make sure that the size, the depth of the strip is the same size. The length will be different. Okay, the length will be 3 cm apart, right? So because we have to make different sizes of heart shape, so it will be good if let's say you can prepare, if up to you, if let's say you want 3 heart shape, or you want 4 heart shape, you want 6 heart shape, for example, then your size will have to be smaller and smaller and smaller, right? So it depends. All right, so first and foremost, we will do the first one first. So let's cut. I will do my heart shape with 1 cm width. Okay, so it's just 1 cm. You can put 1.5 cm, or you can even put 2 cm. It's up to you. Yeah. If let's say you think 1 cm is too thin, then you can do 1.5 cm. Okay. So first and foremost, let's do the measurement first before we cut. Right. So what we do is I will try to do 5 or 6. So we cut 6 strips first. Let's draw the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So that is the first step. Now, if let's say your paper is long enough, you can actually just do 1 strip, yeah. But if let's say your paper is short, like mine, then we will need one heart shape, we will need 2 strips of paper. Okay, so if let's say you do with short paper or cardboard, you do 2 strips per heart shape. So if let's say you want 6 heart shapes, means you will need 12 strips of paper. All right, so now we have 6 strips here. So I am going to cut short the time by holding both sides together so that I will cut it together. It's easier that way. Okay. So first strip. Okay, oopsie. Then second strip. Okay. So with this, we can actually cut down the time for cutting. Yeah. Of course, if let's say if you can't hold it tight and cut it, or you have no confidence to do it this way, then what you do is, instead of holding it and cut together, you can draw 12 lines. Then only you cut one by one. Okay, whichever way that you are comfortable with. Because some kids may not be comfortable to cut few pieces of paper together, especially if let's say the paper is thick. Right? So for those of you who actually uses cereal box cut or those thin cardboard, you paint it after you cut the strips, yeah, not the other way around, because you want it to be rainbow color. So when you have rainbow color, means you have 2 strips with the same color, or if let's say your strip is long enough, then 1 strip, 1 color. Now do bear in mind that for those of you who actually use cardboard, when you paint, make sure the sides you paint together, yeah? Not just paint front and back, but the sides, both sides you have to paint it as well. All right? So we have 12 strips here. So let's see how many heart shape we can actually do, okay? So what we do is, the first heart, it has to be the biggest. So we maintain the size, the length itself, okay? So we will need 2 strips of the same size and put it together. So this will be our first heart. Now the second heart, we are going to cut it 3 cm shorter compared to the biggest heart. So if let's say we use a ruler and then we cut 3 cm, okay? So it will be like this. Let me just put it nicely. Okay? So 3 cm. So we cut this off. Again, we will need 2. So this is the first, if you can see. And then this is the second. So this is the first heart, and this is the second heart. Okay? And then we are going to do another heart, which is another 3 cm shorter than the second one, which means it's 6 cm shorter than the first one. All right, so let's measure 6 cm, and then after that we will cut it off. Right, so this is the third one. So we put everything one side, organize it nicely, and then we make sure that our glue gun is being heated up. So we have done 3 sets. Now we are going to do the fourth heart. So the fourth heart is again 3 cm shorter than the third heart. So which means it is 9 cm shorter than the first heart. So let's measure, and then we cut. So we have 4 hearts. Let's do the fifth one. Again, 3 cm shorter than the fourth heart, which means 12 cm shorter than the first heart. Right, so this is how we go. So it will be shorter as we, every time it will be 3 cm shorter than the previous one. Right, so if you can see. Okay, so this is the smallest one, the second smallest, and this is, we have this size as well as this size. So far we have already 5 pairs of strips. One pair of strip equals to 1 heart. Yeah, so let's put it down, make sure that we put it nicely, and then we will do the last. Let's see whether we are able to do one more heart shape, which is a very small one, which we need to cut off 15 cm. Yeah, 15 cm, which means my paper ends up like this. Okay, it's a very small, it's just 1 finger size. Yeah, that is the size of my last heart shape. So once we have all the strips done up, next thing is we have to assemble this together. So how do we assemble this together? First and foremost, we need to stick the end. So we have one end and then we have the top. Yeah, so the end part is at the bottom here. So we will put a little bit of glue. Just a little bit, not too much, because we don't want it to be too, we don't want it to be stuck too high up. Yeah. So be very careful if, let's say, you are using a hot glue gun. So what you need to do is you just make sure it is stuck like this. Okay. Okay. And then here, what you do is you hold it down. Okay, let's wait for this to dry up a bit. And then we can cut off some of the extra glue. And then here what you do is you just fold it inwards. Okay, and then you stick it together. Okay, just fold it inwards and stick it together. Like this. Okay, so let's put some glue. Make sure it is dry enough before you actually do the top part. Yeah. So again, the top part, just put a little bit of glue because we don't need a lot. And after that, you just stick it together like this. Okay. Then after that, you can adjust it to the length, the size that you want. Okay. So the first one is done. So we put it down, and then we continue to do the second one. So we do the bottom first, just a bit, and then we stick it on, hold it, make sure it's dry, and then after that we stick this on top. So we continue on until we have done all the heart shapes that we want. Okay, so hold it. We can adjust the size later on if, let's say, you're not comfortable to adjust it now while the hot glue gun is still, the hot glue is still wet, yeah, or not dry enough. Okay, then we put it one side. So we have this size and this size now. Okay, so if, let's say, you want it slightly smaller, then you can adjust it later on, right? Okay, so third one, Again, we will continue. And then we start to stick it on. Right? While it is drying up, so let it dry a bit first, and then after that you stick the top. Now don't worry at this stage that it may be almost the same size of the other heart shape, because you can always adjust it later on, yeah. Okay, so 3 is done. Okay. So we will do one more, because we can't put it so many, right? So let's see. So last one that I'm going to do. So put a bit of glue on top and then stick it together. It's a very tiny one, this one. Okay, it's just this tiny. Okay, so once we are done with all of the heart shape, then now we have to shape it to the size and the shape that we want, so that it looks nicer, yeah, and it's not bended in a way. Okay. So next thing is we need to arrange it. Okay, we need to arrange it to the size that we want. So we just have to pull the side. Okay, arrange it nicely. Our second one. Okay. So we will take a different size because it's a little bit too big. All right. And then after that, we stick it on. Okay. So adjust it so that we can have different sizes. Make sure the shape is nice. So you see, if let's say it's too soft, right, then you won't be able to shape it after you stick it together. But main thing is we need to be able to shape it to the size or the shape that we want. So that is why it is important to have a thicker type of paper or cardboard, yeah. But we can't use corrugated cardboard for sure because it's too thick for you to even shape it, right? So this will be the size. 1, 2, and then after that we will put the third one and the fourth one in. Let's see. So you can do as many as you want, as long as you can fit it inside. Now there are a way for those of you who wants it to do layered one. So what you need to do is you can actually just stick the top and the bottom together, yeah, like this. Okay, then you can just arrange it according to the size. Right? So you will have different sizes, and then you can see layers. Okay, if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, colored paper. Let me see. Plain colored paper, you should be able to see it. Okay, so you'll be able to layer it like this. But if let's say you want it to be able to turn, I mean the heart shape inside is able to turn, then you have to make sure it has enough space for the inside to turn a bit, okay? So that is why we have to make sure that the size is good enough for it to be able to turn. So let's adjust it a little bit so that we have enough size for it to turn now. Yeah, the space. So let's just, oops. Let's just arrange this. What I did was I cut off the bottom a bit, the tail, and then after that I stick it back so that I make sure that when my heart shape is inside, it can turn after this when I put in the yarn. Okay, so this is 1, 2. Let me see how many I can actually put in. It's a little bit too small, so let's do this. Okay. So this and this. Yep. Just cut off a little bit more. All right. And then this and this. Okay, so we will have, in order for us to be able to turn, then we will use 4 instead of 6. Okay. Of course, if let's say your strip is long enough, then of course you can put in more. Main thing is the size of your heart shape has to be able to fit in and not overlapping it or not touching the tip here and the bottom. Yeah. So it can still be able to move inside. So next thing is, of course, we will need some yarn, and we are going to use our needle so that we are going to string it through. Right, so let's cut it off a bit first. Okay. So let's string it. We use a tapestry needle and yarn to put it in. If let's say you want to use normal thread, is fine, but we will suggest you to use yarn because it is thicker. It's much easier for kids, yeah, to actually string it through. So make sure you tie a knot at the bottom where your 2 tails are, tie them together. And then after that, you take your first, the largest heart shape, and then you string it through at the bottom. Yeah, string it through at the bottom. Okay. Okay, once you string it through, you need to tie knots. Yeah, you need to tie a knot where you want the second heart shape to sit on. Yeah, so for example, if let's say you want it to sit on maybe about 1 cm above the largest heart shape, you have to tie a knot and give a space of 1 cm. So from the bottom to the knot is 1 cm. Then after that, we will string another heart. This other heart is the heart that is smaller than the first heart, but it's I would say that it's the second smaller, no, the second biggest heart yeah, the second biggest heart. So what you do is, again, you string it through. Okay, string it through. Okay, and then again, you tie a knot, giving it a 1 cm or half a cm space. Yeah. And then after that, you go to your third heart shape, which is the third biggest one. For me, it's the second smallest one, because this is my second last heart shape. So string it through the middle. Oops. Okay. And then, of course, next thing is we need to tie another knot, giving another 1 cm apart. And then string it to the last heart or the smallest heart. Or depending on how many layers of heart shape you have, you can continue to string it on. Okay. So when it comes to the last heart, what you need to do is, after that, you have to string it through the top part instead. So string it to the middle and come out the top, in the middle, yeah. Just be very careful. And make sure that the heart shape is still there. And then after that, continue to string it to the second one. Oops. String it from inside, yeah, both inside out. Okay. And then after that, this one also the same. Okay. And lastly, the biggest one. Okay. And then after that, what you need to do is continue to arrange your heart shape nicely. So that it doesn't tangle up, yeah. If it tangles up, then you have to go backwards and make sure you arrange it so that it sits nicely, yeah. So it will be handy if, let's say, you put it on a table and continue to work on it. Yes, see? So once it is done, then it should look like this. Okay, so you will have gaps, big gaps in between, right? Then if, let's say, you want, then you can adjust it so that you can actually turn it, yeah, to make it from different angles, yeah. Then next thing, of course, is for you to tie knots here so that you can hang your ornament, right? So what you do is, you tie knots. And then how long is up to you, as long as you're able to hang it. Yeah. Then after that, all you need to do is you can continue to adjust your heart shape so that it looks nice. Okay. Otherwise, then it will look like a heart shape, right? So one heart ornament is done. Okay. So if let's say you have a big paper or big cardboard, then of course you can cut a bigger size of strip. Then you can actually put more hearts in between, right? So this is one way. Okay. Now the other way, just now I was mentioning that you can actually stick and stack it up, but you will not be able to see it from different angle, which means you can actually only see it from one side, or front and back. You can't see from the sides. This one you can actually see from all angles. Yeah. So if let's say you turn, you can see from all angles, because the middle part can still turn, right? So the other one is you just basically overlap it at the bottom. Yeah. So let me just show you quickly. Let's take our remaining of the cardboard strip that we have, and then we try to find the sizes that we want. Say for example, we have this size. Yeah, that is the leftovers. Then after that, we will take this and continue to work on. Right, so let's find the nicer side of the cardboard and stick it on. Right, and then we stick it on top. Continue to stick it on like this. Yeah. So here, what we do is we put glue at the bottom. And then after that, we just stick it inside. So when we stick it inside, we push all the way down. Yeah. Okay. So you will see two hearts in one, and then you continue to work on. Okay. Top, we can leave it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to stick it on. Yeah. But if let's say you want to stick it on, then you just put glue and then you push it downwards so that it sticks together. Okay. Then after that, you can work on to the third one. Okay. Then stick it on top. Oops. Okay. And stick it at the bottom. Hold it up. Shape it. Yeah. Make sure it's dry. Shape it nicely. And then after that, what you do is, again, you put glue at the bottom. And then you stick it at the bottom here of your second heart. Push it in. Push it downwards a bit. But don't push all the way down, yeah, because we still want to see the bottom part where you have 3 hearts. Yeah. So like for this, we already put in 3 hearts. Yeah. So from the bottom itself, we can still see that it's 3 hearts. Yeah. So what you do is you just cut off the extra glue, because hot glue you will have a lot of those extra ones. So you just have to trim it off so that it looks neater. once it is dried. Yeah. Okay. So now 3 hearts. If let's say you want to put another one, then you can. So let's put one more. A small one this time. Okay. So stick it on. Hold it. Okay. And then after that, stick it at the side. And the top. Fold it inwards and then stick it together. Like this. And then only you adjust. Yeah. Okay. So once it is dried up, put glue at the bottom again. And then push it into the heart shape. Okay, so in all we have 4 hearts. You can do more as long as you can fit it in. Yeah, you can do more. Now this one is if let's say you want to put do it as an ornament, what you do is you just string it onto the biggest heart shape. Yeah, the middle part. You can just string it here and come up. Okay. Alternatively, you can just stick the ribbon here, right? So this is what we are going to do. We are going to cut a tiny strip of ribbon, and then we are going to stick it. So let's stick this part first. And then we stick it together. And then we stick it here. Okay. So what we do is left and right of the ribbon, we put a little bit of glue. And then we stick it in the middle of the ribbon of the heart shape. And then after that it's done. Okay, just let it dry. Okay, so this is a 2D heart, and then this is a 3D heart, whereby you can see different from different angle. Now, of course, this one, if let's say you want to put ribbon instead of yarn, it can be done. What you need to do is you need to tie a knot here first before you put the ribbon up. Because the ribbon, if let's say it's thick, usually ribbon is thick and fat, yeah, compared to yarn. So that is why it's not easy to string it through. So you still need the yarn to string it, and then after that, use the same method as what I did just now on this 2D heart, and stick it on top here, right? Then after that, you can decorate your heart shape. Now here, if let's say you want to add tassel, you can add tassel, yeah. So it is up to you how you actually want to decorate your heart, right? So basically, this is what you can do. Yeah, 2 different types of ornament. Yeah, and you can use different materials to do it. Then you can actually decorate your house. So this is what we are also going to use to decorate. If Annabelle says that she wants to, because she already mentioned that she wants to decorate for Valentine's Day. So this is what she's going to do as well. Now, why Annabelle is not with us here? Because we keep her at home for time being until the number of cases actually go down. But main thing is because she hasn't taken her vaccine yet, so that is why we are still keeping her at home until the day that she gets her vaccine. So until then, you will not be able to see her, yeah, but she will be back, don't worry. All right, so I hope that you have enjoyed the session. Now, to go back to the story of Valentine's Day, do you know that we actually, a lot of countries, yeah, we won't say that it is supposed to be celebrated as Valentine's Week, means that there are 7 days in the celebration itself, yeah. So how does it go? So actually, the Valentine's Day, or that is on the 14th of February, is actually the last day of the week for the entire celebration. Okay, so it starts with day 1, which is Rose Day, followed by Propose Day, and then followed by the 3rd day is Chocolate Day, and then the 4th day is actually Teddy Day, Teddy as in teddy bear, and then we have Promise Day, and then Hug Day, Kiss Day, and then ends on February 14, which is Valentine's Day. Actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. It's an 8-day celebration, yeah. So what is actually Rose Day, Chocolate Day, Hug Day, Kiss Day? So let's go through one by one. So day 1, which is on the 7th of February, yeah. So again, it is a 1 week. It's actually called a Valentine week instead, yeah. So on the 7th of February, it's called the Rose Day. So this day starts where roses are presented as a token of love. So if moving forward, yeah, if let's say you are celebrating Valentine's Day, you don't have to buy rose on the actual day, which is super expensive. You can buy rose on the 7th of February, which is much cheaper. It could be like 3 times cheaper. Or better still, you can make your own roses, yeah, and give it away as a Valentine's gift. Okay, so remember, 7th February is the Rose Day. Then followed by the 2nd day, which is the 8th February, which is Propose Day. Now, Propose Day is the most romantic day of Valentine's week, yeah. Whereby, now this one is only applicable if let's say you are lovers, okay? So they actually get a chance to confess their love in front of their partners, okay? So this is Propose Day. And then the 3rd day, which is the 9th of February, it is actually Chocolate Day. So of course, Chocolate Day is you have to give chocolate, yeah? Or you make chocolate and give it away. So what is more better way as a therapy, yeah, in your relationship or friendship in that matter, if it is not chocolate. So everyone loves chocolate, right? So make sure on the 9th of February, you give it as a chocolate day, all right? And then 10th of February, which is the 4th day of Valentine's week, it is Teddy Day. Teddies are the cutest and most famous soft toys, right? So loved by everyone, regardless whether it's girl or boy, right? So you give them a teddy bear, which will remind them of you, yeah? So best of all, if let's say you can make one, it is even better, right? You can use socks, you can use old fabrics to make one, yeah? And then followed by the 5th day, which is 11th of February, which is a Promise Day. Yeah, a Promise Day is where you will promise each other that you will be together in every thick and thin of life. Yeah, this is also a day of opportunity, yeah, for you to promise something that you will do to each other. All right. Then followed by the 6 days, which is the 12th of February, which is today. So today is Hug Day. Okay, so what is hug? So if let's say you love someone, regardless whether it's a friend or family, now don't go around hugging each other now, yeah, because it's not a good time for you to hug a stranger or, you know, someone that is not close to you. But you can do it with your own family members. Like for example, your daddy, your mommy, you can give them a hug, okay? So a comfortable hug, like what they say, yeah, a comfortable hug speaks a million words, yeah. So that is the reason why they actually dedicate this day throughout the Valentine's week, yeah. 12th of February, remember it is today, yeah, as a hug day. So give them a big hug and tell them that you love them, all right? And then after that, the day 7, yeah, which is tomorrow, 13th of February, is actually Kiss Day. So it's all about giving kisses, yeah? So again, due to MCO, please don't go around kissing everyone. Just your close, immediate family members will do, right? Give your daddy and mommy a kiss, for example, right? Tell them that you love them, right? Then finally, on Monday, which is 14th of February, so day 8, this is the official day where we will celebrate Valentine's Day, all right? So this is the day also that we make everything unforgettable. But don't forget that we have other days that, to tell our loved ones that we love them. So you don't have to wait until the actual 14th of February to tell them that you love them, right? So it should be happening every day, right? So I hope that you have learned a thing or two about Valentine's Day, and at the same time you have enjoyed the session making the heart-shaped ornament, yeah? So please make a lot and then give it away to your daddy or mommy, or maybe your best friends, yeah, your BFF, and tell them that you love them and you treasure their friendship, yeah? And to your daddy and mommy, please give them a big hug today, since it's a hug day, right? So I hope that you have enjoyed, and we will wish you happy Valentine's Day in advance. Hopefully you will share with us your masterpiece, how you actually do your heart, or if let's say you have done something else especially for your daddy or mommy, yeah, or your best friends, share it with us so that we will be able to also enjoy the session or the occasion together. All right, so until we meet again next week, my name is Joey. Have a good weekend and please stay safe, yeah? All right, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.